All right, don't worry, I am not a talking bowling ball. My name is actually Jared O'Leary, and today I'm going to show you how I practice. So I've been playing the drums for over 20 years, and I still have a lot of things to work on. Today I'm specifically going to focus on working on inverted diddles with 16th note diddle variation, and then I'm going to switch over to drum kit after I do like a little chop out stuff. And on drum kit, I'm going to work on limb independence. So I've got several different things that I'm going to focus on today. And yeah, stay tuned with me if you feel like join into chat about any of these topics or to learn about how I practice. So you're not going to see me show off. You're going to see me just kind of like literally show what I do to work on. So I'm going to show a lot of things that I am not very good at. So stay tuned. All right. Let me pull this up to make sure this is correct. Click right there. Okay, now last week when I was streaming, I did the triplet variation of inverted diddles, and where I found that was right here on my website. So if you go up to the very top and go to the chops and technique, if you scroll down a bit, there are some technique exercises. So last week I did the triplet diddle variations, and today I'm going to do 16th note diddle variations. To warm up, I'm going to play just like the normal 16th note diddle variation, and then I'm going to show you the exact same exercise, except with inverted diddles, which I'll explain what those are in a bit. So I don't know why this is on here. That's funny. I watch channel makers. I appreciate their content, but I don't know what I was added right here. All right, well, whatever. Okay, so on here, every single one of these, make it 1080. If you scroll down and click into show more, you can actually go to the timestamps in the BPM. You can go to the BPM and the timestamps. This is going to be one of those streams, apparently. So I'm going to do 150 to 154. Then I'm going to stretch and massage, and then I'll come back and work on the last few. Just kind of do a post warm-up. So let's do this. Make sure this is at a good volume. That should be good. All right, I haven't played yet, so we'll see how this goes. Whoops. It didn't go well at all. I was messing up the parts left and right. Yeah, it was weird. The 3 pattern just like threw me off completely. And then I messed up on the 2 part. Let's see if it's a consistent error. I think it's my brain. Okay, wasn't consistent that time. Yeah, I'm slowing down. And this is way too loud. I feel like it's screaming at me. All right, let's see if that's too soft. Off this morning. It's like I haven't drummed in a week. Here we go. A little bit better. A little too quiet. Woo! My arms are so sore. They were not cooperating with me at all. It's like I haven't warmed up yet. All right. The point of that was to get the blood flowing in the arms, which is exactly what it did. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is actually hopefully relax my arms. Because, oh boy, they're tight. All right, so I pull the stick in, follow with the other arm, and oh yeah. I need that. Whew. Wonderful. This is a really good stretch. And then you just go back out the way that you came. If you're working on a traditional grip, you can stretch that way, and then stretch this way, and just kind of give it a hold for 10 seconds or so. Maybe longer if you need it. Depends on how you're doing. Okay. Next, I'm going to stretch the tendons. So I'm going to do both of them at the same time, but just kind of leaning on the pad. Not trying to... Hi. Get a view of my eyelashes. All right, so I'm not trying to push too hard on it. I'm just trying to give it a nice, good, gentle hold. Kind of stretch the underside. And then you do the opposite, so you stretch with your hands this way. Stretches the top part. Again, not doing like jerking motions, nothing like that. Just trying to hold it. And then give a nice good stretch for each of the fingers. Starting with my thumbs, just kind of having the thumbs push on each other. And then do the same thing with the index finger. And then the middle finger. Now, I have no idea how this is going to go. That was like really inconsistent with the 16th note diddles. And my arms right here in particular were just locking up. It's really interesting. Okay. Now, after I've stretched, I like to massage to just like really further relax everything. And this is tight. Don't know what I did yesterday that would cause it to feel like this. Maybe it's just because I haven't drummed since last Sunday. It's been too long. Too much video editing outside of work. Too much work. So today's plan involves working on the inverted diddle variation of what I just did. Then I'll do something to chop out, just for fun, which I don't think will take much. And then I'm going to work on limb independence. I'm going to start keeping track of everything in the sheet that is right here. So I'm keeping track of all of the progress that I make on here, so I can keep track of like, okay, what was the BPM? How did this go? How did this sound, etc. So this you'll see a lot of in streams from now on. So specifically going to be working on this. So this one I did right now. And the starting BPM was 150. Quality of playing needs a lot of work. And then I'm going to attempt to do this all the way up to 160. We'll see how this goes. Let me zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. Okay. Cool. Now that I massage the forearms, I'm going to massage the hand, the palms, and just kind of get the fingers nice and relaxed. So I start at the base and work my way to the tip. And do that 2 or 3 times, just depending on how the finger's feeling. Oh, thumb's a little tight. Gotta loosen that up a little more. I'm getting right here, and then the back side over here. I'll switch to the other hand. All right. Let's attempt this again. This is definitely pushing my limits. So after I do a warm up, I like to push my hands even further. So like when I'd play like Schlitz and Giggles, like a recording on YouTube, I would play it at normal speed, and then I'd do my massage and stretch routine, and then I'd play it at 1.25 times speed just to like really get my brain and my hands to just like think faster and whatnot. So let's try this. This might not sound good, and that's okay. The point is to get the blood flowing and just get nice and relaxed. Hopefully relaxed. Here we go. All right, a few more reps. Late. Woo! It's quick. Yeah, this is not happening. Okay, so my hands are just like tightening up way too much. So it's getting beyond just like the pushing my brain and my hands to think a little bit faster. And it's getting into the territory where like I'm actually like potentially going to damage my arms and whatnot. So I'm not going to play that faster. And that's okay. So let me keep track of that. So 156 was kind of like the ending point, and it definitely felt like it needs a lot of work. And it felt out of control. Definitely out of control for those as well. Okay. It sounds like my wife is home. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Boop. I got to remember to remove that. That's funny. I don't know why I would put it on there. I would save it to watch later so I can like check it out. And it's in my watch later account, but it's apparently also on that one. All right, so I'm going to go back to, whoops, the thing that I was just in. The 16th note diddle variations. And it's the same thing, except right below it is the inverted 16th note diddle. And I'm going to slow this down really, really slow. So before we actually do this, let me actually explain what an inverted version of a diddle is. So if we have a diddle where it's just right, right, left, you have the same rhythmic pattern, the digga-da, or 1 E-end, 2 E-end, and you're going to switch it so that you go right, left, left, instead of right, right, left. So right, left, left. That is an inverted diddle. So we have normal, inverted, normal. Let me do that again. Normal, inverted. I can't say it while I do it. Normal, inverted, etc. Okay, so it's going to be the exact same thing that you were just hearing, except now I'm going to do it with inverted sticking. And we're going to try it at 20. This is probably going to be really too slow for me. Yep. I could take like a bathroom break, go make myself some lunch. Changing the volume. So my focus will be to keep all of the strokes up. Slightly rushing the second note already. So I'm letting every single stroke rebound back up. what I'm going to do after I play through this is start to speed it up and try and find the breaking points. And the reason why I'm letting the sticks rebound up is because I'm trying to practice the way that I would if I was playing this fast. So I want to use that technique, not just a slow technique where I'm playing like this. And the reason why I want to go this slow is so I can really analyze my technique and make sure that I'm playing rhythmically accurate. The more space there is in between each one of these notes, the harder it is. That's why these play-alongs go down to 20 for 16th notes and go down to 40 for triplets. Rush that note. This is like a 10-minute version of one rep. That was an interesting pattern, sticking-wise. So I'm trying to keep nice and relaxed, let the sticks vibrate. Whoops. Talking messed me up. All right. That took forever. How long did that actually take? 3 minutes just to get through one rep. Wow. All right. That's like most of a show. Let's jump up 10 clicks. This is going to feel night and day different. As I speed up, I want to make sure that I have nice, relaxed technique, that the rhythmic accuracy is still nice and solid, although it was okay last time. Here we go. Slightly late. Rushing that left a little bit, a little early. My hands feel so off today. I don't know why. Even playing at this speed, my hands just feel tight. Or restricted or constrained. Not sure how to describe how they feel, but off is how they feel, I guess. Alright. That's okay. Not every day is a great day for drumming. Sometimes your hands are just like, nope, not feeling it. And there's some ASMR for you. Cool. Let's do this. Jumped up 10 clicks. We'll see how it sounds at a faster speed. Okay, that felt fairly comfortable. So let's speed her up some more. This time I'm going to lower the heights. So I'm going to focus on 6. And just like really placing each one of those notes and making them nice and even across. Good to practice everything at different heights to see if you actually have full control. There's a tendency to rush things when they are lower. Whoops. Speaking messes me up. See, I just rushed that a little bit. When you get lower, there's a tendency to rush the diddles. Whoops. Okay, that was shaky. I think most of it had to do with what I was saying, and then like just thinking what I was going to say next. That was messing me up. So if it happens again, then all right, cool. I need to just like stay at a slower tempo before I speed it back up. All right, 60. A little late. I got a text and it threw me off. Oops. All right, let's go to 70. I got the text and I was like, oh, I should have my phone on silent, but I don't. do it at 3. Started playing the next line. Okay. Yeah, I just got a brain fog today. Sometimes when I practice, like what I want to be able to do does not align with what my brain is able to do right at that moment. And at the moment, my brain is feeling a little off. That's all right. I'm a little tired. Move that. Early. Back at 6. Trying to relax. Slow me down. I'm trying to make those longer than they're supposed to be. Let's try that again. That was not good. The third line, those 3 patterns were really off. Bad attack. Bad diddles. Yeah, so my brain is just like not able to focus as much as I normally like it to, and so it's messing with my playing because I'm thinking ahead rather than focusing on what I'm supposed to be doing. And when I instead shift my brain to think about the rhythm, then the sticking just kind of flows naturally, and I'm able to actually play the correct part. So it's really interesting, like having this kind of like meta awareness of what's going on while I'm doing this. And I hope that this reflection helps you to see that, hey, if this happens to you, it happens to somebody who's been playing for a very long time, again, over 20 years, and I still mess up all the time. I've been doing it a ton in this particular stream. And that's okay. Some days it's just a little bit off. All right, let's try 90. I want to be open about these struggles to show that, hey, it happens to me too, and you, and other people. Oops. Yeah. Where I messed up is I heard a sound outside that sounded like the doorbell. And then I was like, wait, that was our doorbell from like months ago. We've changed it since then. That's not our doorbell. So that's why I messed up. My brain was elsewhere. Pureed vegetables. And some fruit. And some quinoa. All right. Let's try 100. Okay. It's definitely starting to feel a lot less comfortable at these faster speeds. Like I'm second guessing, like, is it a normal diddle? Is it an inverted diddle? And I can't even say diddle day. Diddle. 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 Ooh. All right. Yeah, that's definitely my breaking point for today, and that's okay. So let's do this. So we have another version of this. We're going to copy and paste. Bing. And we're gonna go back here. And we're gonna do this. Yeah. Alright, so we started at 20. And it felt technically proficient. It was... I need to think of a new thing to put in there. Out of control, bored, making progress, fun, pushing my limits. No, I felt like I was making progress. That's fine. Everything's fine. So I ending BPM was really 100. 110 was not so great. So this one was meh. And it felt like I was pushing my limits. And then when I went faster than that, then it really just kind of got out of control with that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is do the chop out exercise. And so after I have worked on something, I'd like to then work on my chops. So I can't really explain clearly today. After I've worked up some technique and like focus my brain on something, I want to just kind of like do a mental reset and have some fun by working on some chop stuff. So I'm going to go back to my website and pick something, just play it fast, just for funsies, and then I'm going to transition over to drum kit and work on that for a bit. And hopefully my brain will wake up for that, because that's a whole lot more demanding in terms of being able to focus. So if we go back here to my website, let's do a grid. Let's do a chut cheese on one grid. Chut cheese on one. And we're going to intentionally break myself in terms of how fast I play it. So we're going to do 140. Need that for later. This will be our starting speed. Let's see how it goes. Phew! Alright. Not bad. It was kind of meh. But I want to play faster to push my hands and hopefully wake up my brain some more. Ew. It's like my hands don't want to do a normal diddle. All right, let's push my limits, that's for sure. Oh no! My arms gave up. Oh, my left arm in particular was like, nope, we're done. All right, that's fine. I see how it is. All right, so we're gonna paste in here the thing that I just had. And so we start at 140. And it was meh. And it felt fun to play it there. But then when I played it at 151, it needs a lot of work. And it was definitely pushing my limits for that one. Okay, so next time when I come back to these, I'll be able to see, okay, last time I played through this, how did it sound, etc. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to switch over to drum kit independence, and I'm going to work on these different variations on here. And I have written down like the previous, basically best BPM that I have played it at, and I'm going to work on this and do this every single time I drum now, so I can come back to it and like go, hey, can I try this one click faster? Just like pushing myself to play it a little bit better. But in order to do that, I need to actually transition over to the drum kit and change the camera angles and whatnot. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that right now. All right, so back on my website, we have some drum kit independence content on here. So if we click on this, or if we go up to drumming content and go here to drum kit independence charts, there are some other things that we can actually work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go through some charts that are on here and practice doing this with these exercises. Okay, so this one was comfortable last time. I played it at 200. This one was also comfortable. This one, bass drum plays the line, snare fills the triplets. This one was not as comfortable. So what I'm going to do is work on that. So that actually today is the 13th. What was that, the 5th? I think. No, the 6th. Okay. So I'm going to start this at 130, and let's see how this goes. So after I play through these charts at 130, I'm going to come back and kind of reconsider, like, what do I need to do to work on this? Do I need to slow it down some more? So I'm going to do charts 1 through 5 at 130, and we'll see how this goes. Scroll down, and right here. One, two, ready, and. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, really shaky at the beginning, and then it got better as it continued, which is good, but it still doesn't feel comfortable yet. It doesn't even feel technically proficient yet. So where it was messing me up was actually the left hand snare filling in on... See how it's off like that? I'm gonna need to slow this down. That was a little bit better. Still shaky. A one, a two, a 1, 2, ready, and... Because it's still so shaky, I think I need to do another set of charts for this particular one. Ones with more eighth notes. Okay. Not great at all. That's okay. I'm practicing. Speaking of practicing, let's work on this. So I'm going to do 8 on the beat with bass drums. And then 8 on the upbeat. And then I'll repeat those 3 different patterns. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and... Yeah, so sometimes when you're practicing, it's good to just analyze, like, what are the difficult things that I'm working on, and transition back and forth between things that you are comfortable with and the thing that you are not comfortable with. So in my case, I'm comfortable with doing and filling it in, I can't speak, but I'm not comfortable with doing the eighth notes at this point. So it's still shaky there. So by transitioning between the two, then it allows me to kind of work on them. So by transitioning between like these two patterns, it allows me to really work on them. So let me try this. Okay, that was a little bit better. I had a little foot hiccup, but otherwise it was okay. So let me work on this a little bit more. And let me do it with the metronome, because that's good practice. All right, so 130, this is the speed that I was playing earlier. 2, ready, and... Getting better. See, I'm adding in an extra snare in there, so it's kind of creating like a Swiss between the foot and the snare, and I don't want that, so I'm going to keep working on this a little bit. Okay, so that was a little bit better, but now I actually want to try this again in context. So let's go back to here. And I'm specifically going to go back to the charts. And instead of doing 1 through 5, I'm going to try 6 through 10. And again, I'm going to do it at 130, and we'll see how this sounds. It might not sound great, and that's okay. I'm practicing, not performing. Okay. Swung ride, hi-hat on 2/4. Reading the charts with the foot, filling in ghost notes with the snare drum. We're attempting it at 130. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Hey, Taco. I'm not playing well today, Taco. But that's why I'm practicing. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, here I go. Getting a little better. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and... That one was a weird one. Hey Taco, did you end up beating that boss that I saw you going after last night? The one that you had to like run like 5 miles to get to? Ah! Ooh, that was hard. Yeah, no, I hear you. I was teleported to that like random boss at the very top of the map by opening a chest, and oh, I was not ready for that. Ugh. That was not great at all. That's okay. So I need to do my reflection on this. Okay, so started at 1:30. I need to figure out a better keyboard situation. So it needs a lot of work, and it did feel a bit out of control. So when I was doing this, my ending BPM was 130, but again, it still needs a lot of work and felt out of control. So next time when I come back to this one, like next Saturday, I can look at this and go, okay, when I was working on this, it says that it still needs a lot of work, so maybe I should actually slow it down. And so this data gives me information on like what I can work on next time, like what sounds good and what does not. So let's see, what's another one that I can do? Short notes on snare, long notes on... No, don't feel like doing that one. Excuse me. This one was another one that was also giving me some difficulty. So let's try this one and see how it sounds today. Today apparently is all about playing stuff I am really not doing so well at. That's okay. So this one was 120 for the speed, and we're going to jump right in. Alternating triplets, 2 and 4 on hi-hat, accents on ride or crash, and the 8th notes are going to be on the snare drum. This one's a hard one, especially with these charts. 1, 2, ready, aim. Alright, not bad for having not played it in a week. Way better than it was a month ago. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, aim. A little mistake at the end, but otherwise pretty good. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, here we go. Whoa. Alright, I was able to recover at the end there. That's progress. This is still feeling a bit out of control at this speed. So I want to do this again next time I'm working on it, staying at this range. Whoops. I got off on the wrong hand at the end there. Still not sounding great today. That's kind of the theme of today's practice session, but better than the rudimental stuff. Which is interesting, because I played rudimental a whole lot longer. Got off on the wrong hand there. It was what was going on. Oof. Okay. So that one was at 120. The quality of the playing was meh. It doesn't necessarily need a ton of work, but it wasn't great. And it felt like it was pushing my limits in terms of how to play that. So it wasn't completely out of control, but I was definitely on that edge of I don't know about this. So next time I come back to this, I'll probably slow this back down and try and get it so it doesn't sound meh I want to get consistently like, hey, this is technically proficient. I'm able to play all the rhythms on the charts, and then eventually be able to play it so technically proficient that I can focus on the musicality. So that is the eventual goal. But right now, it's not there yet. Okay, let's do some straight charts. So let's do samba feet. And we're going to do this one. Okay, so the short notes are going to be on the bell, or on the ride, and then the long notes are going to be on the bell of the ride. Change it so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, there, now you can see it. Okay, so let's go back to my website. It's going slow. And we're going to go to the straight charts. And last time I did this was at 200. So let's see how it goes. All right. Samba feet. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and. I'm totally on the offbeat. We'll try this again. We'll see if I need to slow this down. Yep, definitely need to slow it down. Okay, so that was from the 200 was from my old charts where I used to be able to play this at comfortably. And that's not happening right now. I have not played this enough. So I'm going to try going 20 clicks slower. So we're going to try 180. My foot is a bit slow today. And my brain is definitely slow, as you've noticed from the stream. Let's see if 180 is a little bit more comfortable. A 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah, my foot's not having it today. It's just slowing down too much. What an off day. This is interesting. I don't know how much of it is just because I haven't drummed in a week or what, but nothing sounds good. One of the things that I told myself when I first started streaming myself practicing is that I wasn't going to delete these videos if it didn't go well. I'm going to show what it's like when musicians struggle, especially one who has played for a couple decades now and still struggling. So I'm definitely going to share this on my YouTube channel and use it as like a, hey, happens to everybody. We all have those days. Because I am not doing so great with my foot right now, I'm going to switch over to a different pattern that doesn't require my foot to get so worn out. I don't know if it's because I was working on all the triplet stuff and playing the entire charts with the foot, but it's definitely too tired right now. So, I'll come back to that one another day. This one tires out my left foot. I'm not going to do that one. Swung, cymbal on ride. Long on bass in double time. Nope, definitely not doing this one where it fills in the bass drum with triplets. Nope. Can't really do the brushes on here because of the mesh heads, the quiet heads. It'll mess them up. So I'm not going to do that one. I don't want to do samba feet. Swung cymbal, short notes on hi-hat with left foot long on bass drum, snare fills triplets. Oof. That one sounds hard. How 120? Wow. I must have really worked that one up. Okay. Let's mess with my brain. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the permutations. Wow. I get this at all the time when incognito. So I'm going to work on permutations, and I'm going to try this very slow. So let's try 80. So snare is filling in with triplets. Short note on the hi-hat, long notes on the bass drum while playing ride. Here we go. Woo! I need to slow this down even more. This one is so weird. Oh my. Can't believe I had this at 120 previously. I mean, I can believe it because I used to practice drum set a whole lot more. 3 hours a day. I'm a shadow of my former self. 1, 2, ready? I am. So I was just kind of alternating between them, but this time I'm going to actually read them as short and then long. Okay. I'm not ready for this one yet. Let me just isolate each one of these, and once I get each one of these measures, then I can actually apply it into the full pattern. So we have okay. Okay, so line 1 is fine. I'm able to do each one of those. So let's try different variations of these. Line 2. My left foot, the second one is coming in late. Ugh, messed up my ride. Let's do this with a Met. I'll hear it. You won't. Do you? Ready, and this is at 70. Okay, I can play the first measure. Wow, that second measure is weird. Okay. Trying to think of the mechanics that are off on me right now. Let me try it without the snare and see if I... So now, what I'm going to do is add in part of the snare. I think it's because that cymbal is, the hi-hat is like right before it would normally be, so it feels off. It feels like it's just wrong. Like it should be right here, not right here. Ah! Hit the drum trigger. Next measure. That one's a weird one too. Oof. Honestly, I don't even know if slowing it down would help at this point. I think most of this is just mental. I don't think it's the physical side of things. I'm just so off today with my playing. Yep, that's not how you do it. Okay. So at this point, like, there's just so many diminishing returns where if I just continue to work on this and try and grind through it, it's not going to be an enjoyable experience for myself, and certainly not something fun to watch. But I mean, the point of this is not necessarily to be entertaining as much as it is to be educational. But in moments like this where I'm just like not doing well, I need to just do something that I can have fun with. And then I'm probably going to call it early so I can go like meditate and refresh my brain before I jump on Elden Ring a bit later. So I'm going to do... let's do Swung. And I'm just going to do standard short long. And we'll just do that a comfortable 160. Oh, and I got to keep track of this real quick. Okay, so this one, I tried it at 70. Needs a lot of work. Out of control. Okay, so that way I know, hey, that's the speed I was at last time. Okay. 160 is very comfortable for me. I can do this around 200. That's what I did last time I streamed it. So this should feel good. Should. One, two, a 1, 2, ready, and. Much better than the previous charts. 2, a 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, so it's technically proficient. I'm playing the rhythms correctly on the right limbs, but it's not very musical yet, so let me focus on that. Yeah, so focusing on the dynamic contrast actually messed me up a little bit, so that's what happened with that. And then because my ride got off, I was unable to jump back on, so I had to reset that before reading the charts again. Alright, let's try. A 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so I'm realizing I need to like set up my keyboard differently so that way I can actually move it and just like set it on my snare drum. That'll make my life a whole lot easier. Okay, so this was chart number 2, and I did it at 160. The quality of the playing was it was technically proficient, if I wasn't messing up. And I was making progress on it. So nothing too great. Wasn't really pushing my limits. just mentally a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close that. I'm going to pull this up. And I am going to rate myself on how my stream was today. Nope. This seems to be the name of the game. It's on the wrong screen. And finally, it shows itself. Okay. So, today, 3:13. Anybody else still happens to be in the chat, feel free to provide some constructive feedback for me. This was not a good stream, in my opinion. Maybe you differ. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I don't know. Okay, so what I streamed, I was drumming. Overall stream vibe. Tired. I think that's a pretty good summary. In terms of quality of the content, so my drumming... Alright, so I said that the drumming was really off today, nothing sounded great, and couldn't focus. In terms of my response, I was honestly getting frustrated with myself. Like, come on, why can't you play this? You could play this last time. And that definitely didn't help. So there's a bit of a spiral. So I'm ending early because like there's the diminishing returns, but also because I'm just going to go meditate to try and mentally reset. And then make it so that I can come back fresh and ready to play some Elden Ring later on in maybe a couple of hours or so. So felt really off today. Tired, not focused, not educational or informative. I think that's a pretty fair and accurate summary of how this felt today. And that's okay. Interesting. I just noticed that it actually changed the logo across everything. That's not what it was supposed to do. Thanks, Streamlabs. OBS. Okay. So I will be drumming again next Saturday. And hopefully I will be less tired. And today, I will be playing some Elden Ring in a little bit, but if anybody's still watching, it does show for viewers. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and hopefully you're able to focus more than I was today.